बस बस वो जब अब कोई नहीं एडमिट आएगा तो एडमिट वाला डिस्प्ले होगा
डिस्प्ले होगा ठीक hello today again we will discuss about the entropy to give the clear I am audible please hello
Yes, sir.
okay fine so today again we will discuss regarding entropy we have already discussed entropy conditional entropy and joint entropy again to be discussed for the clear picture today we will solve some of the problems clearly and I think confusion will be over and some conditions also will be what are the conditions must be satisfied the message although things will be discussed and this concept of conditional entropy will be much more helpful when we will come to the part of coding theory so entropy when the entropy becomes maximum let us analyze it so when the entropy becomes maximum we have already seen that it is a maximum when all the messages are equally likely we have seen with an example and when all the probabilities are equally likely then it will be the maximum entropy will get it so S max can be defined as pk and a log pk for m messages so that is equal to since pk are equal all events will occur messages will occur with equally likely then pk equal to 1 upon m and the total probability is equal to this and S max must be log of m bits per message so properties of entropy just remember from the above equation we can observe the following properties regarding entropy the entropy Hx of a source emitting messages is bounded by so entropy must be greater than or equal to 0 and must be less than or equal to log of m for efficient coding. Now since it less than or equal to sign you can observe that this entropy equal to 0 if one of the event occurs positively means pk equal to 1 if a probability equal to pk1 for some k. Hence if it is some k and putting this value in the probability log of 1 equal to 0 hence you will get hs equal to 0. So these probabilities are 0 this corresponds to lower bound. Similarly hx equal to upper bound equal log m if and only if all the probabilities are equal likely and is equal to 1 upon m that is all messages are equiprobable. So this corresponds to the upper bound. So now from these observations we will come to an important theorem that is known as source coding theorem. Suppose a discrete memoryless source outputs a symbol message every t seconds and each symbol is selected from a finite set of symbols xi I equal to 1 to L. Again I am repeating suppose there is a discrete memoryless source by source we mean human or the machine that outputs a symbol every t second and each symbol is selected from a finite set of symbols xi with a corresponding probability p of xi for I equal to 1 to L. Then the source coding theorem says that then the entropy of this discrete memoryless source in bits per source symbol is hx equal to minus of this and it is bounded by log 2n. Hence your entropy is calculated by this formula and it cannot exceed log of 2 to the base 2 log of L to the base 2. So it means that the average number of bits per source symbol is hx and the source rate is so we can with this rate we can transmit the this messages will be created or emitted so r equal to hx per t bits per second. So from this also we can get another formula, rate of information, that if a source generates messages at the rate of r messages per second, the rate of information r is defined as the average number of bits information per second. So now it is the average number of bits of information per message. Hence, so r equal to rh bits per second. Let us discuss these things with some examples. First example I have taken as, so average information content in the English language. Suppose you have a passage, you have sent it. Now, if each of the 26 characters occurs with equal likelihood, means the probability is 1 by 26 of each character. Neglecting spaces, of course, we are not considering here space or any punctuation. So we can have average information in bits, means how many bits will be required, and the amount for information we generally get it in a bits per character is h equal to summation of 1 by 26 log of 1 by 26 to the 2, and from the calculation, so we can get 2 to the power 7 bits per character. Now it is obviously, since you know that, so with the 4 bits, how many characters you can store? It is 60. Now that is why 4.7 average is coming, because 5 bits, that is a log of 2 to the 5 equal 32, which is greater than 26. So that is why this may be upper bound on average information. So we are calculating this upper bound. Now, if the occurrence of each character are not equally likely, then what will happen? So from some experiment, we have observed that. So now, second part we have taken as where the alphabetic character do not appear with equal frequency. As seen, let the probability of characters A, E, O, T is a 0.10, and the probability of letters S, I, N, R, S is a 0.07. And similarly for letters C, D, F, L, M, P, U, Y is 0.02, and 0.01 for the letters, remaining letters B, G, J, K, Q, V, W, X, and Z. Now you see that when the experiment is taken place, to satisfy the entropy, the sum of the probabilities must be equal to 1. You can easily verify that there's a 4 into this plus 5 into this plus this much into this plus this number of figures into this. So will definitely will come as 1. Hence, your entropy, number of bits per character, can be calculated by the same formula. So we can see that H is equal to 4.17 bits per character. So example 2, consider the discrete memoryless source that emits symbols S0, S1 and S2, and with a source statistics 0.7, 0.15 and 0.15. So find the entropy. In the same way, so we can get the probability as 1.079 bits per symbol, and that is almost equal to this, less than this 2 bits per this. So another example I have considered for the consideration, there's an event has 6 possible outcomes with a P1 half, for the second outcome 1 by 4, for the third outcome 1 by 8, and for the fourth item like this, fifth and the sixth. So find the entropy of the system, and if you can calculate it, so it will come as 31 by 16 bits per message. So now we'll come to, with this brief of entropy for single variable case, we'll come to now the important entropy, that is joint entropy and the conditional entropy that will be continued. Already we have given I have given you the formula, and again I will repeat because there are some importance and we will discuss the importance of this with some examples. So considering a single random variable x, we have calculated entropy as Sx as we know it, and today also. The probability scheme which are involved for this experiment is that has been considered for this purpose may be considered as one-dimensional probability. Single random variable when you consider, so we may consider it as one-dimensional probability. Now the probability scheme may pertain to the transmitter X or to the receiver X. If two random variables from for the communication purpose or in the communication system, X stands for the transmitter, Y stands for the receiver, then that one-dimensional probability scheme we are considering. So that is, so we have studied the behavior of either transmitter or receiver. But to study the behavior of a communication system, we must simultaneously study the behavior of the transmitter and the receiver. This gives rise to two-dimensional probability scheme. If both will be taken into consideration, both transmitter and the receiver, then we will deal with a two-dimensional probability. And how simply we will deal with the problem, that is our aim to discuss in today's lecture. So it can be noted that the results of a one-dimensional probability may be extended to two-dimensional probability scheme, which may further be extended to the study of higher dimensional probability scheme. To get from two-dimensional, from basic is one-dimensional, and we will increase it to any finite dimensional probability scheme. How to do it? Since we are considering two random variables x and y, so the corresponding sample spaces, let us say, are S1 and S2, and their product is S equal to S1 and S2. Now, if let x equal to, there are m outcomes, xi is 1 to m, and y also the random variable takes means the values y1 to y2 yn with some probability. Be the sets of events, this is the sets of events in the sample space S1 and S2 respectively. So each event xj of S1 may occur in conjunction with any event yk of S2, because we have to find the relation between this xj and yk. So j varies from, again I say that, from 1 to m, and k varies from 1 to n. Remember, the number of the m may not be equal to n. We will discuss what is the importance afterwards. Hence, the complete set of events in S equal to S1, S2. So what are the events? So we write it as complete set of events x, y equal to product of this. So x1 to yn and xm to xm yn. Thus, we have three sets of complete probability. See, why three sets of complete probability schemes? Because one is for x, one is for y, and one for xy. And note that a probability scheme xj is said to be complete when summation of probability is equal to 1. If this condition is not satisfied, the probability scheme is not complete. Hence, and the calculation of entropy depends on this property, namely, so px equal to set of probability pxj, probability set y equal to set of pxyj, and pxy equal to probability of this. Because if you look to the formula of entropy, then we are getting this case. Fine. So this is the corresponding set of probabilities. So we are dealing with events as well as probability. Then the corresponding three associated entropies are how we have calculated. In the previous classes, just we have given the formulas and detailed calculation I will give here. So Hs equal to minus summation of this, and for Hy, so summation of this from the entropy definition. Where? Because here, remember, so Pxj equal to summation of k equal to 1 to n Pxj yk. So Pxj must be equal to summation of this. And similarly, Hy equal to the summation of this, where Pyk, since we are counting the joint case, so this Pyk is nothing but for any value of k, so mj equal to 1 to this. These 2 points must be noted. Then when we are coming to the joint one, the joint entropy is given by the probability of this into this with a negative sign. So J stands varies from 1 to m and K varies from 1 to n. So Hx and Hy are known as marginal entropies of x and y respectively, where H of xy is the joint entropy of x and y. So xxy is the joint entropy of x and y. Now, from this observation 3, Hx, Hy and H of xy, then now let us calculate the conditional entropy, which is very important in the subject of in coding theory and information theory. So note that xy are events, a random variable corresponding to sample space x1 and s2. The conditional probability Pxy is given by this formula, and already we have discussed it. When we have discussed regarding the conditional probability, this is the Py, the marginal probability, this is the joint probability, and this relation must be remembered. Then we know that y may occur in conjunction with x1, x2 and xn. Thus, if yk is known, then what is the value of x has been transmitted. So this is the set of alternatives, x1 by yk, x2 by yk, and xm by yk. So for k equal to 1 to m, any k value may be either of x1 to xn. So this is the set of values we are considering for our calculation purpose. This is will be helpful when we calculate the entropy. And the associated probability scheme, obviously for these elements, the corresponding probability for this set of events, so this is the probability just P xi xj by yk. So for x1 yk, since yk is known, so only for all k, so it is either x1, x2 or xn. Hence this is equal to, from that relation from the joint, conditional and marginal, so the set of probability is this. Because in some cases, either of two will be given, other can be calculated. That is the reason we are writing here. So further, again we know that, already I have told you, Pyk equal to summation of this. So summation of this, for the since this relation holds good for the joint case, thus the sum of elements of matrix 1 is unit. So if since this is equal to 1, so that matrix, whatever probability will get, so total element must be equal to 1. And must be, then it will be complete. Therefore, an entropy may be associated with it. Thus, since the sum of the probabilities in a conditional case is 1, so if it is not 1, no entropy will be there. So that is why there is the associated entropy can be calculated by this formula. Just note it down. And that is equal to replacing this by the relation. So we are getting, since it is the conditional term, so in terms of conditional probability we want to express. So this is the probability from this statement. So we are coming to this statement. So minus to this. Hence, the average conditional entropy of the system can be given by Hxy for any value of y or for then the corresponding value of x. So this is the average notation. So we are taking k equal to 1 to n, pyk, h of this, and this is the replacing this by s by the corresponding formula. So we are getting this. So minus p of yk into summation of this. Now since this is a log these things, so that is equivalent you can write. So summation of summation we are taking side. So pyk, pxj, yk into log of pxj. And then this is equal to, so these two terms again to be replaced by summation of this pxj, yk and a log of pxj by yk. This is equation number 2. So just from one relation we are going to other relation. Similarly, it can be shown that this probability equal to minus of this. Hence, similarly, since it is corresponding to x and y, so we can similarly show that s of y by x equal to this. And in place of x, y will come, j, in place of j, k will come, and k and j will be interchanged. Remember this h, y, x and these things. So there is some relation. So equation 2 and 3 represent average conditional entropies or simply conditional entropies. Now, in conclusion, we say that so there are 5 entropies associated with a two-dimensional probability scheme. Now, when we consider two-dimensional probability scheme, so we are associated with 5 probabilities: hx, hy, hxy, hx by y, hy by x. So when a problem to be given, we have to study what is given and the other will be calculated and the respective formula will be used for finding the average number bits required, that is entropy. Interpretation. Where it will be required. In respect to communication system, so this is a transmitter represented by the supposed random variable x, maybe different symbols. So there is a channel, so there is a receiver y. If x represents a transmitter and y a receiver, the following are the interpretations of the different entropies. This is important to note it. Now hx equal to, what is hx says that? This is says about the average information per character, that our symbol or message are the transmitter or entropy of the transmitter. Similarly, hy is the entropy of the transmitter, that is the average information per character are the receiver. They may differ. hxy, the joint entropy, this is about average information per pair of the transmitted and received characters, that is the average uncertainty of the communication system as a whole. So when you are going to design a communication system, so this part, this calculation of HXY is very, very important. So average information per pair of the transmitted and received characters or average uncertainty of the communication system as a whole. Similarly, the conditional entropy says that this is a measure of information about the transmitter where it is known that Y is received. And already we have discussed in detail. And similarly, Y by X, that is a measure of information about this when X is known. In other words, so we can say that Hx and Hy give indications of probabilistic nature of the transmitter and receiver respectively. So when we design some system, we need to study the probabilistic nature of these random variables or respectively represent transmitter and receiver. So Hxy, the conditional one, indicate how well one can recover the transmitted symbols. There's some mistakes, wording mistakes are there, so you correctly read it. So one can recover the transmitted symbols from received symbols. So Hxy indicate how well one can recover after knowing there is some noise occurrence of noise, then how well we can recover it. And similarly, Hyx indicates how well one can recover the received symbols from the transmitted symbols. That is gives a nature of error and noise. So these are the observations. Now, since we have considered some of the different entropies with a single dimension and double dimension, two-dimensional. So let us find some relations between this. And it may be important for the examination point of view also. So relation between different entropies. Now, so we have given that Hxy, this formula already known, and we can expand it. So this log of Pxy part is replaced by this part. From the joint we are coming to conditional because the joint will be expressed in terms of conditional and the joint value can be expressed in terms of conditional. This is the objective. And summation over this, now since there are product of A and B and expanding this we will get log of xj yk plus log of p yk. So this is equal to, again multiplying this with this, so we'll get, not this is log of, this is xj, not I, this is j. So we'll get this one. Okay. Then simplifying this, so simplifying this part, summation of this first term is equal to h of x by y. This is the conditional value. And similarly, the second part, again, this is a summation over pxyk log yk. And simplifying this, finally, we can get step-by-step simplification. Finally, gave you, so x up by y minus h of y. This is corresponds to the entropy for the single variable capital Y, right, random variable, and this is hy. Hence, h of xy equal to the joint probability equal to the conditional probability minus this y value. If you consider this, the marginal probability with respect to y. If the considering the conditional probability with respect to y, so marginal probability minus of this will be considered here. So interchanging x and y, since we have already they are symmetric in nature. So sometimes when we are designing the channel, symmetric nature we are considering due to symmetric of this. So Sxy can be written as S of y by x minus S of x, that is B. So this is the relation between this. Let us solve some examples. On this regarding using the different formulas, let us say that, so we are given a problem as follows. We have given a set of probabilities in a matrix form for the joint. Complete the following probability matrix. So we are given a probability matrix in all possible ways. What are the possible ways? This is one of the important property to be seen. Now here, this probability matrix is given us with 4 unknowns in each row. In the first row A, second row B, third row is A, and second row D. And we have seen that for the calculation of entropy, the probability scheme whether any dimension must satisfy the summation of equal to 1. Completeness must be satisfied. Now if we see that what are the values of A, B, C, D to be chosen so that it will be complete with respect to Hx, it will be complete with respect to Hy, it will be complete with respect to all. So it is a two-dimensional matrix. Now let us say that since the sum of all given entries is a 2.9, which is greater than 1, if it will be, you are considering this, the joint probability says that sum of all entries, probability of all entries must be equal to 1. And if it is without knowing even if A, B, C, D are not considered, the total probability is coming to 2.9. Since the probability is coming to 2.9, which is greater than 1, so it cannot be a joint probability matrix. Similarly, as the sum of all given entries in each row of the matrix is less than 1, so by considering, if you will see the first row, second row, third row, and the fourth row, even if A is not considered, these values 0.1, 0.7, this is 0.9, this is 0.8, and this is 0.8. Hence, since the probability is not exceeding 1, so there is a chance. So we can choose the suitable values of A, B, C, D for each row suitably so that the completeness of the probability can be satisfied. So it can be conditional probability matrix Py by X with a proper selection of values of unknowns A, B, C, and D. Such set of probabilities values are, let us consider A equal to 0.3, B is equal to 0.0, B equal to 0.1, C equal to this, and D equal to this. Since sum up for this value will be complete for satisfying conditional probability. Again, looking at the conditional probability for X by Y, since the sum of fourth column already exceeds 1, if you look to this table, instead of D, so the probability is 1.2. Since it is already exists 1, so it cannot be the conditional probability x by y with respect to y. So thus there is only possible way to complete the probability matrix is this for conditional probability y by x. Example 2, let us say that it is one of the important problem. Let us say that a transmitter transmits messages x1, x2 and x3. Since again we have already discussed that every symbol will be transmitted with some probability, then the corresponding probabilities we have assumed as 0.3, 0.4, 0.3 respectively. So sum of the probabilities is 1 and it is a complete with respect to the transmitter side. The source is connected to the channel as shown in the following figure. Already we have seen that some channel binary symmetric channel. So since some symbols will be transmitted through channel, how the channel to be designed? So this problem will give some sign from some indication. So the source is connected to the channel as shown in the following figure. Calculate all the entropies. If the problem is given by this, again I am repeating. So this is the transmitter side, this is the receiver side. X1 is sent with respect to probability 0.3, X2 is sent 0.4 probability, and X3 will be sending with a probability 0.3. This is 0.4. Now these are the probability of getting y1, y2, y3 from x1. If the probability is, so 0.8 says that from x1 to y1 is probability 0.8. So 0.2 for x1 to y2. So this is 1. Exactly we are getting the same thing. And similarly x3 to this 0.3 and 7. So carefully remember that the summation of probability must be equal to 1 with respect to one random experiment, the values of xi, these things. When x1 is considered, the sum of probability is 1. When x2 is considered to y this, so this probability is 1. So since x3 may give y2 and y3 with respect to probability this and this, summation equal. Hence, be careful about these things. So now, what is the? We have to determine the conditional probability matrix. So the conditional probability matrix. So using the formula, so easily you can get it. So 0.2 this, and by using the formula from that table, so we can get easily multiplying this. So given px equal to 0.3, 0.4 and 0.3. Now joint probability pxy can be calculated as by using this table. So two vectors, it may be considered two matrices, and consider in such way that so matrix multiplication rule will be satisfied. And so pxy so can be calculated using this formula as this. And check the sum of all probabilities. If it is joint probabilities, so sum of all entries must be equal to 1. So this is 0.3 point, so you will get this. 1 probability will be equal to 1. The probabilities py1 and py2 and py3 can be obtained since in the table. So we have calculated we have given with the probabilities of x. So we are not giving the sub probability of y. So how to calculate it? Now the probabilities of Py1, Py2, Py3 can be obtained by adding the columns of Pxy. And already in the previous some slide, I have shown that. So that condition must be satisfied. Hence, by adding the columns of Pxy, Pxy is already known, means so this is the Pxy. This is the, so we can get it Pxy. So your Py1 can be calculated as this. So Py equal to 0.24, Py2 equal to this. Hence, the conditional probability matrix Pxy can be obtained from, because this Py must be known. In order to calculate this y is given. So Pxy will be calculated by using this formula. This is given, now it is given. So that is by dividing the columns of Pxy by Py1 by this. So if we divide the columns of Pxy by y1, so we will get the Pxy by this. Check. The sum of all columns must be equal to 1. This is the checking matrix. This is the rule for checking. For if the entropy to be satisfied, probability must be complete scheme. And so now we have all sort of probabilities required to calculate all type of entropies by using the respective formulas. Hence, since we have known the probabilities, because entropy calculation needs the probability, hence Hx will be calculated with this, because Px is given, Hy is given, this Py we have calculated, and your Hx will come as 1.571 bits per message. Hy will come as 1.441 bits per message. And the joint entropy can be calculated because we know this matrix. So log of this can be used, and using these values, so then the joint entropy will be obtained as 2.053 bits per message. So Hxy equal to, so minus of this by the using formula, and calculating will get 0.612 bits per message. Similarly, Hyx is equal to minus this and equal to 0.482 bits per message. So all the probability entropies calculated, 5 entropies, 3, 4 and 5, single, joint and conditional with respect to y and with respect to x. So this example will has some. From this example, actually we can see how to calculate entropies, different entropies. So note, Hxy and Hyx can also be calculated. This is the one way. And since we have the relation Hxy conditional joint with a conditional this, and this relation are satisfied. If two of these which are known, other can be calculated. If this is and this is known, we can calculate this. So out of these three, since this is the relation between marginal, joint and conditional probabilities, if two are known, so other can be calculated easily. So instead of this formula, so we can use this formula, so it will be easier to these things. Okay, this is today's class about we have discussed in detail. Of course, it is a repetition of some of the previous classes, but first, how to solve the problems, how to formula to be derived, all the things we have discussed. Okay, anything to be asked? Okay, thank you. So practice some problems. I will give you some assignments. I will upload some assignments in the portal. So solve some problems. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.